Hey there, part-timers. Once again, welcome to the collection room. Today we're taking a look at some more Guardians of the Galaxies, of the Galaxy. We're issue 13, 14, and 13, 14, 15, and 16. Working our way through the entire run. And it's been so long since I read these. It's hard for me to really recall everything that happened. But I'm really surprised at the amount of stuff that has like stuck with me. It's kind of like that Alpha Flight series. Some of it was just like a blur, and some of it I remember like 30 years later. I still remember reading this. This is fantastic, of course, because we got the weird new future Ghost Rider. We've got Starhawk on the front here. The One Who Knows. Absolutely awesome. We find Vance Astro in a... Of course, I guess he's Major Victory still at this point. But I said last time that we don't get a lot of interpersonal fighting, which we don't, but we do get some drama. So like Nikki and Charlie have this like romance that's kind of back and forth, and Starhawk and Alita obviously have a very tumultuous relationship where they occupy the exact same conscious space. So that produces a lot of tension. Also, I think I mentioned it earlier in one of the videos, but Yondu, he's very alone, and he is perpetually looking for like another one of his species so that they can mate and perpetuate their species, because it's just him, and he doesn't want his species to die. It's a little bit weird because he's always like looking for a mate. It's weird and sad kind of at the same time. I get it. Pay blood for the blight they've inflicted on my world. The Space Ghost Rider. That looks nothing like the Space Ghost Rider figure we got, but it is in fact a Space Ghost Rider. Space Ghost Rider. His memories are fading. I no longer know. That's not good when the one who knows doesn't know. Your church is a blight upon the universe. I vaguely remember this. I can't remember what church they're talking about. Oh, it's the Skrull Girl and her awful church. That is the blight on the universe. I think they end up turning her over. Yeah, not good. Not good when you want to get all uppity with the friggin' Spirit of Vengeance. The symbol of the true believer. It's the blasphemous Ankh. And it is. It does crack me up a little bit, because it's like, this is really just a misunderstanding. You should just kind of talk to the Spirit of Vengeance just a little bit more thoroughly. And also the Spirit of Vengeance, you know, he should know a little bit better than to just go off half-cocked. Oh yeah, she has powers like that. Gosh, it's amazing how it all just comes back to you. Ugh. Brother. What's that? What is that? It looks like MODOK. Looks like weird future MODOK. There's Mephisto's daughter. Malevolent. The members of Force. Ebony Maw. That's who that guy looks like from the movie. I don't think it is, but still. I could not remember that guy's name from the film last time, and I remember it now. And it's a shame that this book has any correlation to anything going on with the movie. Because the movies are great. Don't get me wrong, they're fine. But they're not this. And I hate having to have that, like, back and forth between the two. This does not fit. You want a book that's a lot more similar to the actual movies, try Warlock and the Infinity Watch. You'll find that that has a lot more in common with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie than Guardians of the Galaxy does. This has very little to do with that film, especially because this takes place like 1,000 years afterwards. Which was why we loved it so much. This is why this was a good book. I can't believe this book didn't do better. Like, I loved this book. I know 62 issues sounds like a lot this day and age. Back in then, 62 issues, that was like, ugh, your book didn't sell. It wasn't good. And that's just ridiculous, because it was good. It was great. I like the ads for Battletoads. I did enjoy that game, but gosh, I also really hated that game. That was one of the most frustrating games ever. Great sound effects, great everything. Just that ridiculous third level, and that was it. That game was 3 levels long. To enjoy it, you just had to stop trying to even beat it. You just stopped. Nice mustache. Now we're still operating with Marty as the leader. I know that is rapidly coming up where he like leaves the team. You know, I have to say once again, the art never slips. Like, this book just stays good. There's a big old snark. That's what that big reptile guy is he is a snark. I like the snark. I thought that was an interesting race. Sadness for baby Yondu. So sad. And then this little girl, this like female, he does meet one of his own species and she refuses to mate with him. And that is just sad. And Charlie starts to hit it off with Broadside, who is fine, except for that weird hairline. It's just a little weird. I'm gonna not recommend it. Stan the Man Lee. Beautiful. Beautiful pages. I suppose I should check in on the year. Where are we at? Timeline. 1991. I was 10. I was 10 when this was on the comic book shelves. Which, when I was 10, these would have still been in grocery stores. Which, that is wild. Picture, if you will, this comic on the local, like, news rack of grocery, like, in a grocery store, the magazine aisle section there. My grocery store growing up had one. Small town. Town of, like, 2,000 people. These would have been on the rack at the grocery store. Just sitting there. Absolutely wonderful. It's hard to really... It's hard to remember that. At one point, books like this would have been available at any, most gas stations and stuff like that. Which, that blows my mind. And in this day and age, and I was there, I lived there. It's hard for me to even go back and think, wow, that was on the shelf at my local grocery store. For instance, the grocery store I'm talking about that I've grown up, Ideal Market in Superior, Nebraska. Right now, Ideal Market, I think, is probably In Nebraska, we use hours instead of miles, but it's probably a 2 or 3 hour drive to the nearest comic book store. The nearest building that you could go and buy a comic book is probably 3 hours away from where I originally would have bought these in a grocery store. And in town, you could buy comics at the drugstore, the Five and Dime. They had packs. You could get them at the grocery store, and you could get them at a couple of the gas stations. So I had, starting when I first started collecting, I had like 5 places in that small town that I could go by and look for comic books. And now, of course, I live in a different state. I have one place downtown that I could go and look for comics. Other than that, it's a drive to El Paso. But anyway, that doesn't really have a lot to do with this particular storyline, other than she is a puppet of her weird fake religion and her weird child god that wants to kill everyone. And he gets a big smooch from Broadside. But like I said, if it wasn't for that hair, she looks fine. Vance wants to go home. And so, you know what? They do. They just go home. Yeah, I don't know, that's weird to look at this comic and think of where I would have originally had the opportunities to purchase it. I don't think I was quite collecting in 91. I would have been picking up the occasional... I definitely would have grabbed some Archie comics every now and then, and I would have been buying Ninja Turtles from the Archie Adventure series. But I wasn't buying Marvel until I think 93 or 94 before I started picking up the occasional Marvel comic and getting really involved. Anyway, a little thought down memory lane there. I appreciate you guys watching and listening and partaking, and I hope you guys love the Guardians of the Galaxy book, and I hope you love this genre of comic, the kind that you paid $1 and you took it with you. Remember to enjoy collecting. Remember to keep it fun and not to over obsess about stuff. Anyway, oh, and don't go into credit card debt over comics. All right, well, that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. That's my story. Later, part-timers. I will catch you later.